This is that Craftsman I got for free. Well, the brake cable is locked up, so I I zip tied it, and I pulled it, and well, the resistance I was feeling may have not been compression. It may be something else. It's making a lot of noise. So I'm gonna take the head off, and I'm gonna see if it's got a broken rod. It did have like a new spark plug, almost new spark plug here. So that would cover the gas of just going to pick it up. Just a new spark plug. So this one looks like it's going to be parts, but I'm going to take off the head here. Something else to note, it's missing these two bolts here. Interesting. So maybe someone's been into this and yeah, they didn't even put back all the bolts of the recoil. So maybe it's the recoil making the noise. But I'm still gonna inspect the head. You have to take that off. I got the head off. Let's see if that piston moves back and forth when I rotate the flywheel. The blade brake is off. So let's see. Actually, it moves. So maybe that noise I was hearing was the recoil because it wasn't fastened correctly. So that's good news. I'll just put this back on and go from there. Verified that it's it has the connecting rod is attached. With the noise I was hearing must have been something with the recoil. And also, see, somebody's been fooling around with this. Look at that connection there for the kill switch. That is not standard. That's not how they usually look. So someone's been into this. The guy I got this from looked like he was like he worked for like the cable company, probably one of the installers or something. I don't know. At least that's what I saw a truck there. It could have been a guy who was there to service something there at that address. Anyway, so I'm gonna just put this. I'll inspect the gasket and just put this back. Something interesting. I've been putting this back on. I've had to get these bolts here and in the back because they didn't have it. Well, I think it had one, and none were holding down the recoil. Or there was one, and it was just a screw. And now I see just a screw here, and that's not even the right one. I gotta go grab that and get it out. So someone's been into this. God knows what's gonna happen now. The size of the screw. This is one of those screws that holds down the plastic cover. I found that trying to hold down the gas tank. This may have been too long, and it may have been hitting the flywheel. Let's see if this will run over. If this pulling the cord makes any noise anymore. There is one bolt. And basically what I did was all the bolts that hold down the recoil were missing, and the one that hold down this, they're the wrong ones. So I had some in my parts there that I keep when I scrap a lawnmower that I for this occasion. So, and there's one bolt that's missing. It's the gas tank bolt in the back. It has a spacer. I can put that on later. Right? It's not terribly important. So now let's go pull this and see if we get any noise and if this thing will run a little bit. Okay. The noise related to the clicking noise I was hearing that I thought was a rod messed up. It was probably a bolt. It doesn't click anymore. So let's stick some carb spray down the carburetor throat and see if it'll run a little bit. Let's inspect the air filter. Not terrible. So the primer is still good on this box. Let's stick some carb spray down there and pull the cord. You see something missing like I do? Well, actually two things. That clamp is supposed to be here, and there's no return spring for the throttle. So this thing was just flapping away for the governor. So I gotta go find a spring that goes here. I think I got a couple of those. One of these governor springs. Let's try one of these and see if that fixes it. See, I got one of these springs. Basically, you zoom in so you can see. There's this part here. This is another one. Basically, you slide that into that part, and this, let me see, goes on the other side. And it'll hook over one of these parts here. Can't remember. I think it's this one. Is it that one? It's either that one or that one. I can't remember. I think that's how it goes. It either goes here or it goes on that hole. There's another hole down here that it might go on, but I think that's how it goes. Here we go. See how this goes. Wasn't bad. Might need well, I won't be able to adjust that tension on that spring until get more fuel in it, but let's go ahead and put some more carb spray. Well, that's promising. So, someone's been into this and didn't know what they were doing. So, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll work on this a little bit. Some trial and error. I'm looking through my parts. I found this spring. I don't know what it's for. I assume it's for this one. I put it on it and bent this back. And it runs now, just that it surges up and down. Probably because the carburetor is dirty. Let me show you, as I gotta go soon. Whoops. And I gotta pull the spark plug. Just turn it off. And I did get shocked a little bit. Saw it was surging. So I don't know if that's the spring up there I put in, or if it's just a dirty carburetor. So let's go ahead and look at it, see if it's a dirty carburetor, because if that's it, that's easy to fix. Also, we're missing a bolt, which is this one that was used somewhere else. Let's take off this fuel. Except when I got a drill that's worn out. I've been thinking about getting a better drill, or one that's not worn. The gears aren't stripped on it, or starting to strip on it. For what I paid for that Hyper Tough drill, it's been okay. I think I got like a 5-pack set for like 20 bucks. So it's been good enough. Oh, let's go take a look at the carburetor. Nope, we didn't get it on camera, but taking out the carburetor, and fuel came out. Got a little bit of sediment in the bowl, not much. And I'm gonna just run a wire through the jets in here. So what you do is find the hole. That's what she said. Oh, no, not going there. Yeah. And I gotta go get some carb spray and spray it. There we go, that's clean. Our jet nut's clean. Carburetor, the float seems okay. So just gonna kind of spray it off. This isn't too bad. I'm trying to avoid hitting the seat there. Here's your needle. Just making sure it's clean. Now, let's put this back together. So, first, the needle goes here. And let's make sure this floats clean. Get the carburetor. Well, let's wait. Let's see. So get the carburetor like this, put the needle in, slide pin, slip it in, yeah. Put this bowl on. Well, let's first clean off the outside of the bowl here.
Just snug and we'll stick the carburetor back on. See if that makes it easier.
Sorry. Just got the Fuel line back on, flips. Put this box on.
Breather.
So let's see how this is now.
Probably need to use seat or something like that. I'm not gonna use seat. So let's
So and it was a special brand new carburetor, $1.99 or something like that, or $1.98 or 99 cents or something. I don't know. All I know is I'm gonna stick. It's a primer style, and it's got the all the gaskets for it. So I'm gonna change out the gaskets and stick this on it and see how it is. Could rebuild that carburetor with a new seat and see how it goes, but I don't really want to do that right now. So since I have this one ready, so now we're gonna just stick the new O-ring on. Put the new carburetor on.
like so. Then get our bolts.
Oh, well, may not have been that carburetor leaking. We got some fuel line that's not so good. So let me go grab a fuel line. Sizing up the fuel line. I bought some bulk fuel line somewhere. So I'm gonna cut it about, about right there. Found them. Get a cut fuel line now to fit. Just put the new fuel line on. It's a little long, but that should probably be okay. And let's try this out now. This gasket goes in the back of the filter. It's important for these this style, the primer style. So these locator pins that are in the plastic, you see right there, correspond to these holes here. So it goes like that, yeah, so that you can then fit it on. So now we gotta put the breather on. Which is a little oily, but whatever. And we're gonna just reattach the sorry for the lighting here. Reattach the breather, the box, as soon as I get the right socket for it.
Let's see here.
Okay, let's see how this thing runs now. Now that we've got a new carburetor, new fuel line, new O-rings. Let's see, this thing runs now. It's not leaking any gas now anymore. It was either the fuel line or the carburetor, So let's prime it and go. It's a couple days later after I started filming and fixing up this mower. I found it wouldn't start. I tried the original carburetor and a Chinese carburetor. The Chinese carburetor wouldn't even work. So I went back to the original carburetor and cleaned it. And I found that it didn't have this governor spring. This is just one that I had. I don't even know if it's the right one. And it still surges some, but then I realized, look at this. Look how loose that is. So the intake pipe is loose somewhere. So that would be why it would be surging. So I gotta take this all off and go investigate that further. Obviously, the self-propelled used to squeal on this, and I found that the person who put the belt on didn't put it on right. It was running outside the belt guard rather than inside the belt guard. Well, let's go investigate that intake and why it's so loose. What I found was this bolt, and there's a bolt over here that hold this plate on to the block for the intake tube, where the carburetor mounts to, and it was loose, so it wasn't giving a good seal. Let me put the carburetor back on and I can show you how it has a better seal now. Before, this thing would just rock back and forth. Now it won't move. So that is why it was surging. I don't know if this spring is right. If it's not, I have got another one I can put on. So I don't. We'll see. Some trials and errors. Now that this intake is on there sealed right, I tried different springs I had for this, and bendage of this is how you adjust it. You just bend this. It seems to idle better now. I'll give you a little shot of it right now. So if you got one of these, this spring, I don't know where it came from. It's a governor spring for something. It's a Briggs, but I don't know what the number is on it, on the part, because the other ones that I had look like this, and they don't work for this mower, or this particular mower. That is not the part number for it. So that's just a bag I had. Oh, here you go. Keep your eye right there. So as you see, that sounds about right, what it should be running at. And like I said, if you needed to adjust it, you bend this, you bend that forward or forward to speed it up, backwards to slow it down. So I'm on the fence on whether I'm going to take this engine off and put it on the Toro deck, or leave it here and get a brake cable and 2 wheels. So I'll have to change the oil and sharpen the blade, of course. This bag I had is not great. I actually repaired it with tape, and there was a metal here that broke off, so I bent up a coat hanger and embedded it in the tape, the duct tape. So we'll see how this one goes. This one I may actually leave on this Craftsman deck and not put it on the Toro, which is sitting back there. The Toro deck's perfect. It's just that this one, it has a blade clutch, and to take the engine off and put that, it gets a little messy because of the blade clutch. If it didn't have a blade clutch, I would definitely just swap the engine onto it. I went through my used wheels. I found a Craftsman one, or a Poulon one, or whatever. It fits, and that's a lot better than what was there. So I may just leave it like this, not get new wheels. Because the other one is about the same as condition as this one. Now this one, I will have to probably do an insert in there with a copper pipe. And I got to figure out a way to... The spring for this apparently broke off or something, or it's not holding down. I got to find some way to get this to stay down. It looks like previous owner used to put screws in it to hold it down, or something like that, or to hold it down like that. So the reason why this wheel is wobbly, look at that. The plastic or whatever was inside, bushing or whatever, is Dunsky. So what I'm going to do is my copper pipe trick, where I'm going to put a copper pipe sleeve in there. Just a, I think it's 1/2 inch. You can see my video on how you do that. I'll link it in here. I got this wheel fixed enough. You look up my video on how to make a copper sleeve from pipe. This one is a little more difficult. I ended up having to put some washers on the inside and outside, and then change the nut that goes on it to a lock nut. Otherwise, it wouldn't. It had some problems. So as you can see, it wobbles a little bit, but it's a lot better than it was. And that's all I'm looking for. So now I've already power washed this. The only thing I think I got to do now, it looks like I'm going to fix it and keep it on this deck, the engine. I know some of you who out there would have wanted me to put it on the Toro, but I don't know about that. With this deck like this, much better now, with little minuscule changes, I think I'm going to keep it like here. And then I'm going to get a new brake cable. I think that's like $5 or $6. Sharpen the blade, change the oil. I already cleaned the carburetor, and I got to do something for this, something to keep this down, hold it down. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's like apparently the spring that goes in, that would go here. Maybe that's it. This just needs to get put on right. Let me see about that. Wasn't recording. I opened the carburetor up and got this. This is a little bit of a surprise. I didn't see this before. See how it's pushed up like that? It should be like that. That could account for a little bit of a surging problem I'm having because it's not getting enough fuel. I do have another carburetor on hand. I tried that earlier. It didn't work. It didn't even start. It wouldn't stay running at all. So I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a new seat in this one and go from here. This is an OEM carburetor. The other carburetor I had was a Chinese knockoff aftermarket one. So let me show you how to rebuild this. Let me get my. So you take this, take this needle out, not the needle out, but the pin. Pliers are magnetic, and the needle's attached, so don't lose that. I'm gonna stick all this stuff in the bowl so I don't lose it. And now we gotta get this that seat out. There's a couple ways to do that. I use the drywall screw method. So this destroys the gasket, the seat, but we're just going to replace it anyway. Nope. And eventually you get it out with this. Now you need to clean out in there with carburetor cleaner, and we'll put a new seat in. Now that I got the seat out and I've cleaned it out, the hole out with carb spray, now letting that dry off. Now to get put the new seat, you can buy, I just bought these, just bought like a 10-pack of them, and I go through a couple, one of these every few years. So let's take one out, and I'm gonna put it on a mini pick. You can use a paper clip too. Now what you're gonna do is, you see there's a groove side. That's the side that goes into the carburetor, leaving this other side exposed to where this is where the needle goes into. So what we're gonna do, and I need to get something else. Hang on. What you do is we're gonna gradually put this on here. Make sure you do this over an area where if you drop something you can find it easily. So gonna put that in like that, kind of shake it around a little bit. Now you see it like that. Get it so it's flat. Then we're gonna take, you could do a machine screw. This is a Allen key or something. So we're gonna just something a little bit smaller than this hole. We're gonna take it and push down to properly push that seat in, and that's what it looks like. Let's go put the float back on. To reassemble, what I like to do is take the needle and stick it like that, letting gravity hold it in place. Then we take our carb, and let me see if I can do this in a way that you can see it. And we just put it on like that, and we stick in slide pin. And you see how that's much flatter? I might need to, well, that's good enough. Like that. That's what you want. Now, if you want to check it, you can blow with your mouth into here and you won't hear anything, any air going through. And then you can raise that up and then you'll hear air flowing through, and then you let it go down and then it should stop the air. I'm still getting a surging on this Craftsman here. Looking at the setup in here, there, you see how it's got this tab here, and it's a primer style. This is a auto chug. This is on the Toro, but this bracket here is different, and this linkage fits on it here. So I'm thinking to take this bracket and swap it over on that one, and see how it goes, because that will probably fit the spring better than what I have on there right now. This engine's toast anyway. I mean, it won't run when it's hot, and it's not a coil. So I'm going to take this bracket off and stick it on the Craftsman. We'll see how that wasn't too hard. Let me see, where did I put the rack? Basically, I took this off. This is what was on the Craftsman. These are both Quantums, and I took what was here on the Toro, which is an auto choke system. But I didn't put the auto choke stuff on. I just took this bracket and put it here. It fits, and this is the spring that was from over there. And this seems a little bit better what we need. So apparently I didn't have the right spring for this thing, probably for the tension. Let me put everything back on and we'll see how it goes. You see back in there, it hooks right here, and this seems to, let me see, seems to be better. So I'm going to show you here a start. It seems to work well, I think. Just that it's a primer, not an auto choke. I wasn't going to put the whole auto choke over here. So here we go.